Good morning, freshman multimedia students. It's me, Mr. Cheney, with another brilliant tutorial. This one has to do with Gamestar mechanic, and today we are going to go into the workshop portion of the game. So up to now, we've been doing the quest. And the quest, we've done episodes. In the first quest, anyway, we have episodes 1, 2, 3, 4. A lot of us have started 5 or are beginning to finish 5, but now we're going to take a little break. We're going to go into the workshop, and we are going to go to one of the template games, make a copy of it, and then make some changes. So yesterday, we went over the elements of game design. So those were space, components, mechanics, goals, and rules. So knowing those, we're going to go in here and we're going to get the game and we're going to make changes to the elements. So let's look at the Google Classroom assignment that we're making for this. So it says here, it says Gamestar Mechanic Template Game. That's the title of it. And the instructions. In Gamestar Mechanic, go to the workshop. Navigate to the template games. Make a copy of the change the element game. You're going to play the game. You're going to change elements of the game, and then you're going to fill out the Google Slides assignment attached. So the assignment looks like this. First slide, it's asking you to take a look at the game as it is already before you've made changes, and you're going to tell us what all the components are. So the example I've given you is there's 8 damage blocks in this one, because here's what the game looks like right here, so I counted the damage blocks. And you're going to talk about all the components, so you'll list them there. Then you'll talk about the space, and you'll talk about the mechanics, you'll talk about the goals, you'll talk about the rules. If you need help on what those are or how to figure out what they are, I've given you a little cheat sheet here. So the Elements of Game Design cheat sheet, if you open that up, you will have all the card types. So here's all the component cards that we went over with those matching games. Here's the mechanic cards. Here's the space cards. So you would want to go over those to kind of help yourself figure out what the elements are on the game itself. So if we go into here, I'm going to show you how to do this. So we've already gone to workshop. We're scrolling down and we're going to go to template games right here. The template game we want is change the element. So we're going to get a copy, and what that does is it takes it up to our draft games. So I'll show you that after we make changes. So it's kind of cool. They've given you all the sprites that you could possibly want, so there's lots to choose from. And so here is the game unchanged. So you're going to play the game. So if I played this game right now, it's pretty easy. There's just a few really easy enemies just walking around pretty slow, and I'm able to get to the gold block. Pretty easy. We need to make some changes to make it more challenging, more fun. So there are lots of ways that you can make changes, obviously. So you can go into settings here. You could change top-down or platformer. You could change single screen to multi-screen. You could do a wraparound. You could change bounding if you wanted to. Some of the other things you can change is amount of enemies, the speed of the enemies. So these are the different types of enemies right here that you could do. So if I wanted to change the speed of an enemy, I would use the wrench. And here's where you can make changes to the direction, how fast they are, if they patrol or if they just go straight, how far their range is, if they turn left, right, or reverse. Lots of different things that you can do with the enemies themselves. Or you can just increase the amount of enemies, or just fill the screen with enemies, or you could add points, you could add a health meter, you could add time, you could add blocks. Lots of different ways that you can change this template game to make it a better game. But that's what we're trying to do. So once you've made those changes, back here in Google Classroom, slide 2 is where you're going to give me a screenshot of what your game looks like after you've made changes, and you're going to, down in these boxes, tell me the changes that you made. You may not have made changes in all 5, that's okay. So if the rules remain the same, goals and so forth, you can copy and paste from the original over here from the original game. But if you made changes to components or space or mechanics, we want to know that. So that's the assignment. And in Google Classroom, it'll already be attached to these two slides that I just showed you, and you're just answering those spaces right there. So the three things I'm looking for is this table being filled out for the original game, a screenshot of your changed game right here, and then you explaining the changes that you made for your game. And that's it. That's the assignment for today. So if you need any help in class, I will be there. And let's have some fun with Gamestar Mechanic.